Did you know that combining eggs with these very common foods could lead to serious health problems, especially if you're over 40 or entering your senior years? Most people have no idea this everyday habit might be quietly damaging their digestion, raising inflammation, or even affecting heart health over time. I'm a health and wellness coach, and with over 20 years of experience helping adults protect their health, I've seen how small, unnoticed food combinations can cause big problems. Many patients come to me with confusing symptoms, only to discover it's linked to what they eat and how they eat it. In today's video, I'll reveal the surprising food you should never eat with eggs, explain the science behind the dangerous side effects, and share simple, practical tips to avoid harm while still enjoying your meals. This isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about preventing long-term damage and feeling your best every day. Make sure you watch until the very end, because this knowledge could change the way you eat and protect your health for years to come. If you find this helpful, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Your health matters, and together we can make smart, life-saving choices. 1. Soy milk. Eggs are one of nature's most complete foods, rich in protein, healthy fats, and essential vitamins for the brain, eyes, and muscles. Soy milk, on the other hand, is often chosen as a dairy alternative, especially for those with lactose intolerance or heart concerns. But here's the problem. When you combine them, especially if you're over 40, you could be setting yourself up for some very unpleasant and even harmful effects. The main issue lies in how soy proteins interact with egg proteins during digestion. Soy contains compounds called trypsin inhibitors. These can block the enzymes your body uses to break down and absorb the valuable protein in eggs. For younger bodies, the impact may be small, but as we age, our digestive efficiency naturally slows. This means less nutrient absorption, leading to muscle loss, fatigue, and weaker immunity. There's another concern. Soy is rich in phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds that mimic estrogen in the body. While in moderation they can be harmless, combining them with high-protein animal foods like eggs can create hormonal imbalances, affect thyroid function, and, for those on certain medications like thyroid or blood pressure drugs, interfere with absorption. This can lead to increased inflammation, irregular heart rhythms, or unpredictable blood pressure changes. Take the case of Mrs. Latif, a 62-year-old patient of mine. She started having soy milk lattes with her morning omelet, thinking she was making a healthy choice. Over months, she noticed bloating, joint stiffness, and increasing fatigue. When we examined her diet, the egg-soy combination stood out. Once she separated these foods, eggs in the morning, soy milk later in the day, her digestion improved, energy returned, and her blood pressure stabilized. Here's how to protect yourself. Avoid having eggs and soy milk together in the same meal. Give at least a 3–4 hour gap. If you drink soy milk, pair it with plant-based or whole grain breakfasts instead. Stick to moderate soy intake, especially if you have thyroid, heart, or hormonal concerns. If you're on medication, always discuss soy consumption with your doctor or pharmacist. Your body over 40 is more sensitive to nutrient absorption and hormonal balance. By separating these two foods, you protect your digestion, preserve muscle, and keep your heart and brain functioning at their best. 2. Bacon. Eggs and bacon, the classic breakfast duo. It's been served for decades, celebrated in diners and family kitchens alike. But if you're over 40, especially in your senior years, this combination may be doing far more harm than good. The main issue lies in how these two foods work together in your body. Eggs themselves are packed with protein, healthy fats, and essential nutrients like choline for brain health. But when you add bacon, high in saturated fats, sodium, and nitrates, you create a perfect storm for inflammation, artery damage, and blood pressure spikes. Here's why. The high saturated fat content in bacon, combined with the cholesterol in eggs, can significantly raise LDL, bad cholesterol levels. In younger bodies, arteries are more flexible, but aging arteries become stiffer and more prone to plaque buildup. Add to that bacon's heavy sodium load, and you have an immediate risk for elevated blood pressure, fluid retention, and strain on the heart. Many people believe it's fine if I don't eat it every day. But for seniors, even occasional consumption can have lasting effects, especially if you already have heart disease, diabetes, or kidney issues. The nitrates in processed bacon also generate nitrosamines when cooked at high heat, chemicals linked to increased cancer risk. Take the case of Mr. Richard, a 8-year-old retired teacher. For years, he enjoyed eggs and bacon every weekend, thinking it was harmless. Over time, he began experiencing shortness of breath and fatigue. A routine checkup revealed significant artery narrowing and high blood pressure. Once he replaced bacon with healthier sides, like sautéed spinach or avocado, his cholesterol dropped, his blood pressure stabilized, and he regained his energy. Practical steps to protect your health. Avoid pairing eggs with processed meats like bacon, sausages, or ham. If you love the flavor, choose turkey bacon with no nitrates and lower sodium, but still limit it. Pair eggs with fresh vegetables, avocado, or whole grains for a balanced, heart-friendly meal. If you have high blood pressure, heart disease, or are on cholesterol medications, talk to your doctor about saturated fat and sodium limits. Your body after 40 works harder to process heavy fats and excess sodium. By breaking this breakfast habit, you give your heart, brain, and arteries the chance to stay strong for decades to come. 3. Sugar or sweetened drinks. Eggs are one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat, rich in protein, healthy fats, and vitamins that protect your brain, muscles, and eyes. But when you pair them with sugar or sweetened drinks like soda, sweet tea, fruit juices, or even flavored coffee creamers, you create a metabolic combination that can quietly harm your health, especially after 40. Here's why. Eggs are naturally low in carbs and high in protein, which means they keep your blood sugar stable. But adding sugar or sweetened drinks to the same meal creates a spike and crash effect. The sugar rapidly elevates blood glucose, and the insulin surge that forces your body to store more fat, particularly dangerous visceral fat around the organs. Over time, this increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, and heart disease. For older adults, this is even more risky. Aging bodies process sugar less efficiently, and many people are already dealing with some degree of insulin resistance. Pairing sugar with a high-protein food like eggs can also cause digestive discomfort, bloating, and even interfere with nutrient absorption. A common misconception is, it's fine if it's natural sugar, like honey or orange juice. But the truth is, your body reacts to concentrated sugars the same way, regardless of the source. The glucose load still overwhelms your system and increases inflammation, which can accelerate aging in your blood vessels and brain. Consider Mrs. Tahir, a 64-year-old grandmother who loved having scrambled eggs with toast and jam, washed down with a glass of orange juice. Over the years, she noticed her energy crashing mid-morning and her waistline expanding despite eating healthy. Once she swapped the juice for water and replaced the jam with avocado, she reported steady energy, better digestion, and lower fasting blood sugar at her next checkup. Here's how to protect your health. Avoid pairing eggs with sugary drinks, pastries, or jams. If you enjoy something sweet, have it as a separate snack, at least 2–3 hours apart. Choose water, unsweetened tea, or black coffee with your eggs. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, be extra cautious. Consult your doctor or nutritionist for safe meal planning. By making this one small change, you'll keep your blood sugar steady, protect your heart, and fuel your body with clean, lasting energy. 4. Fried potatoes. Eggs with fried potatoes, whether it's a hearty breakfast of hash browns or a skillet full of home fries, is a comfort food classic. But for people over 40, especially seniors, this pairing can quietly sabotage heart health, blood sugar balance, and even brain function. Here's why. Eggs are naturally rich in high-quality protein and healthy fats, which keep you satisfied and support muscle health. But fried potatoes, especially when cooked in refined vegetable oils, are a fast-digesting carbohydrate loaded with unhealthy fats. When you combine the two, you create a high-fat, high-carb meal that floods your bloodstream with glucose and fat at the same time. For an aging body, this is a problem. As we get older, insulin sensitivity declines, meaning your body struggles to process that sudden glucose surge. Meanwhile, the heated oils used for frying often contain trans fats, which increase inflammation and damage blood vessel walls. The result? Spikes in blood sugar and triglycerides, stiffened arteries, and a higher risk of heart attack or stroke. Many people believe potatoes are natural, so they must be fine. And it's true. A plain baked potato can be part of a balanced diet. But when you deep fry them, the high heat creates harmful compounds like acrylamides, which have been linked to nerve damage and cancer risk over time. Consider Mr. James, a 71-year-old retired bus driver. Every Sunday, he enjoyed eggs and crispy hash browns at his favorite diner. Over the years, he noticed his blood pressure creeping up and his waistline expanding. Lab tests showed elevated triglycerides and early signs of insulin resistance. When he swapped fried potatoes for sautéed spinach and whole grain toast, his numbers improved within months, and his afternoon fatigue disappeared. How to protect your health. Skip fried potatoes with your eggs. Try baked sweet potatoes, sautéed greens, or fresh vegetables instead. If you do have potatoes, keep the portions small and avoid deep frying. Opt for steaming, baking, or air frying with healthy oils like olive or avocado oil. If you're on diabetes or blood pressure medication, monitor your readings when making dietary changes and consult your doctor. Your body, after 40, needs meals that work with your metabolism, not against it. Choosing a lighter, balanced side with eggs can protect your heart, keep your blood sugar steady, and help you feel energized all day. 5. Cheese. Eggs with cheese, from omelets to breakfast sandwiches, is a beloved comfort food. But for people over 40, especially seniors, this combination can be a hidden threat to heart health, digestion, and overall vitality. Eggs on their own are an excellent source of protein, healthy fats, and brain-protecting choline. Cheese, while rich in calcium and flavor, is also high in saturated fat, sodium, and cholesterol. When combined, they create a high-fat, high-sodium, high-cholesterol meal that can overwhelm an aging metabolism. As we get older, our arteries naturally lose elasticity, and our ability to clear LDL, bad cholesterol, from the blood slows down. The heavy saturated fat load from both eggs and cheese can accelerate plaque buildup, while the sodium in cheese can cause water retention and spikes in blood pressure. For those already on heart or blood pressure medications, this combination can increase strain on the cardiovascular system. A common misconception is cheese is dairy, so it must be good for my bones. While it's true cheese contains calcium, the excessive sodium and fat often outweigh the benefits when consumed in large amounts, especially alongside another cholesterol-rich food like eggs. Take Mrs. Parvez, a six-year-old retired nurse. She loves starting her day with a cheesy egg omelet, thinking it was a healthy, protein-rich breakfast. Over time, her blood pressure climbed, and she began experiencing mild chest tightness when walking uphill. Her doctor noted elevated cholesterol and advised cutting back on saturated fats. When she switched to vegetable omelets without cheese, her cholesterol dropped, her blood pressure stabilized, and her energy improved within 3 months. Practical steps to protect your health. If you love cheese, use it sparingly. A sprinkle for flavor rather than a main ingredient. Try healthier alternatives like nutritional yeast, avocado, or fresh herbs to add richness to eggs without the heavy fat and sodium. If you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or heart disease, talk to your doctor about safe daily limits for saturated fat and sodium. Pair eggs with fresh vegetables or whole grains to balance the meal and support healthy digestion. After 40, every meal is an opportunity to protect your heart and preserve your vitality. By lightening up your eggs and skipping heavy cheese, you give your body and your future a better chance at lasting health. We've seen today how something as simple as combining eggs with the wrong food can quietly chip away at our health, not in a dramatic, overnight way, but in small, steady steps that add up over the years. The truth is, it's often not the big, obvious mistakes that hurt us most, but the little daily habits we never question. As we age, our bodies become less forgiving. Digestion slows, blood vessels stiffen, and our metabolism changes. Foods we could once eat without a second thought can now affect our heart, blood sugar, brain, and energy in ways we may not immediately feel. That's why awareness matters. Because prevention isn't about fear, it's about respect. Respect for the incredible body that has carried you through decades of life, and for the years of health you still have ahead. The good news? You don't need to give up eggs or fear every meal. You simply need to be mindful of what you pair them with and when. By making small adjustments, choosing lighter sides, separating certain foods by a few hours, or replacing unhealthy pairings with nourishing ones, you can protect your heart, keep your energy steady, and even slow down the silent processes of aging. I've seen countless people over 40 turn their health around, not by drastic diets, but by simple swaps and smarter combinations. Your body responds to care, even in your later years. Every positive change you make now is an investment in the life you'll live tomorrow. So, I want to hear from you. Comment below one change you're going to start today to make your meals more body-friendly. Maybe it's swapping out that sugary drink, skipping the fried side, or simply being more mindful of your breakfast combinations. If this video gave you something to think about, give it a like. Share it with someone you care about, and subscribe so we can keep learning together. Your health journey is not about perfection. It's about awareness, action, and consistency. Remember, your meals can be your medicine or your slowest poison. Choose wisely, because every bite is a step toward either healing or harm. Let's make each one count.